everyone, and welcome back to Kayla's Kitchen. Today I am going to be going through all of my baking essentials. I am going to be talking about all the products that I like to use when I'm baking and what my favorite products are. This video is not sponsored by anyone, but if you are interested in checking out any of these products, the links for all of them will be in the description box below. So let's look at what I got. So the first product that I have is something that's like relatively new. I just got this recently, and it's from World Market, and it's just this little baking dish. It's just a little ceramic baking dish. And the reason I decided to put this into my essentials, even though I just got it recently, is because even though I bought this maybe a month ago, I've probably already used this 5 or 6 times. I love using this to make like easy fruit crisps or basically anything. It's the perfect like single serve baked dessert little holder. Anything that you want to bake that's like a single serve dessert, this is like perfect for baking it. Alright, so that didn't fit in the basket, but I wanted to show you the basket of everything that I have. So let's talk about the next one. So the next essential is a wooden spoon, and no particular wooden spoon, anyone is fine. I like this one from World Market, but wooden spoons are where that's at. When I am picking out a wooden spoon, I like to make sure I get a couple of things. I like to make sure that the handle is round and it's nice and like a good thickness. And I just like to like kind of run my hand over the whole thing and make sure that the whole thing is like smooth and sanded down really nicely. But other than that, buy any wooden spoon you want, I don't care. The next thing that I have is a metal whisk, and so this one is from Good Cook. My favorite thing about this whisk, and why this whisk is my favorite, is that the actual like whisky part is very sturdy. I like really sturdy whisks, so this one is definitely my favorite. Going along with that, I have this little handy dandy utensil from Pampered, and this is a spatula scraper, or a whisk scraper. A spreader. Multifunctional. Okay, so here's what this thing can do. One, you have this hard plastic end which you can use for spreading, which is great. And 2, it has this silicone end, and it has, I don't know if you can see, so there's a hole at the top and then it has ridges along the edge. And what that's nice for is with the hole, so you have a whisk, or this is also great for like KitchenAid like stand mixers. So you stick it in there and it scrapes any batter off of your whisk. Or a whisk like this with a lot of the bristles, you would use this end, which it fits in between the little grooves and it gets all the batter out of your whisk. And then the hole in the middle is for like a KitchenAid stand mixer. And it's fantastic. You never know how much like batter or frosting or whatever is left on your whisks until you have one of these. Get yourself one. Now, my next 2 utensils are kind of similar, and they're both from Wilton, so I'm including them together. And it is a Wilton rubber spatula and then a Wilton offset metal spatula. So, rubber spatulas, if you've seen my videos before, you've seen this spatula. This one in particular is my favorite because it's got the cute design on it, and I love it. I love my little spatula. But rubber spatulas are like the #1 thing that when I'm baking, I need a rubber spatula. I love them. They're multifunctional, they're fantastic, and I really like the Wilton ones. I like the wooden handle, and they're just nice. This offset spatula is also really nice because you can use it for spreading out batter really thin, or just really smoothly spreading out frosting. It's great for icing cakes. It's wonderful. Now, on a slightly different note, but also from Wilton, I have their concentric circle cookie cutters. This set comes with 6 cookie cutters, which are all circles in varying sizes. So there is a smooth side on one, and then the other side has a scalloped edge. And these are really great for making cookies or like cutting out fondant or whatever. They also have a set with squares, but I don't find I use those ones as much as the circles, so that's why I picked out the circles. But it's really nice to have all the sizes so that you can use them for like cutting like smaller circles out, so you can get like a ring shape or just anything. I love them. I've also made, like I made shortbreads with the tiny little one, and so you can make like mini desserts, and it's just kind of fun. Now, going along with the cake theme and the Wilton theme, I have the Wilton cake lifter, and this is essentially just like a metal sheet with a handle on the edge. So when you take your cakes like out of the pans and they're cooling and everything, when you go to like stack your cake, or if you have to lift your cake up for any reason, you just slide this underneath your cake, and it only has to go like halfway underneath for you to be able to lift your cake up super easily and move it around. And this makes moving cakes so much less stressful, so much easier. It's wonderful. It's a really sturdy piece of metal, and it's absolutely fantastic. Now also for cake decorating, it's really important to me to have three main things. I need 12-inch piping bags. I don't particularly care what brand they are too much. The Wilton, or I think that this brand is owned by Wilton, the Celebrate It brand, works really nicely. Either one is fantastic. But I particularly like the 12-inch piping bags because I feel like they're the perfect size for most things. And then the two other things, which these are all from Wilton, that is incredibly important, is piping tips and couplers. Now, piping tips, if you're not really familiar with them, are just these little metal cylinders or cones or whatever with different shapes on the end, so that when you're dispensing frosting out of a piping bag, it comes out in a nice clean shape. And I have a bunch and they're all used for different things, and you can look up tutorials on the Wilton YouTube channel, or just on like a Michael's website. They usually have a bunch of things there as well, just to look up different uses for all the tips. But I really like the Wilton piping tips a lot, and to go with them I have the Wilton couplers. And the couplers are really nice because if you want to use the same color frosting for multiple things, but you want to use different shaped piping tips, with a coupler you only need one bag, because these allow you to interchange your piping tip without needing to like cut your bag open or something. So the couplers and piping tips from Wilton are super helpful. Now the last thing that I have to show you is something that I have used on my channel so much, and that is a silicone baking mat. And the one that I particularly like to use is from this brand MIU, I think. I'm not really sure, I bought it off of Amazon, so the exact product will be linked down below, don't worry. But I really like this particular silicone baking mat because of a few things. One, on this side that I'm showing you, it has the circles for where you can place cookies to make sure that they won't spread and like, you know, go all into each other and everything. And then on the other end side, it's just, there's no design on it, but it does have a ruler. So there's centimeters on this side and inches on this side. So if you want to use your baking mat for rolling out dough or anything like that, you still have a ruler guide, which normally comes on any kind of like pastry sheet. I use these baking mats all the time. The one that I got, I think, came in with like a set of like 3 or 4. But honestly, any silicone baking mat I use. But this one in particular is really nice because of the double-sided nature and all the little features that it has. But that's it. That's my baking essentials. Those are the things that I am like required to have in my kitchen when I'm cooking. So I hope this list was helpful for you if you're into baking. If not, that's okay too. But either way, comment down below what your favorite utensil to use in the kitchen is. That's all for this episode of Kayla's Kitchen. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe down below. But that's all for now, so I'll see you next time.